Sirin Labs is here to produce the most secure smartphone that is relatively at a cheap price, and not only that, your privacy will not be compromised, and you can also participate and earn some money from the process. Now, there are current problems within the current consumer electronics platform. Now, some of the problems are the problem. We have the problem of decentralization. They will the problem of centralization. Then we have the problem of privacy. Then we have the problem of design. Then we have the problem of security. Now, all these problems ranges from the hardware to the firmware into the software. Now, what is the implication of this? Now, the implication of this is that your data is being compromised. You risk the chances of losing business clients. You risk the chances of losing a lot of money. And what do we do to help? Sirin Labs is here to help. The blockchain is a very exciting technology, but with the blockchain itself, they have had issues, a lot of issues. Now, there are issues like there is a malware which it has been reported coining, of which there have been reported cases where hackers were literally able to mine Monero by using people's CPU without their knowledge. Now, you now have the issues of hackers like from North Korea hacking into people's system and stealing Bitcoin. Where you say the blockchain is this and this and this and that, cryptocurrencies are this. Well, yeah, but there are issues of security, right? The issues of security. Now, I want to open Twitter and see. Now, this is what Vedatak Buterin said. He said, "I am deliberately refraining from commenting on wallet issues, except to express strong support for those working hard on writing simpler, safer wallet contracts or auditing and formally retrieving security of existing ones." Now, that is what the founder of Ethereum said. Where now security is a very great issue, right? Now, these guys, let's look at their Telegram. I'll put their Telegram group. Now, the Telegram group have over 1,400 persons already, so it's a growing community. Their Twitter have over 1,500 people followers, so it's a growing community. So communication level with the people is very high. Now, let's look at Sirin Labs and what they seek to do. Now, Sirin Labs is talking about the trying to secure the blockchain ecosystem, of which I have talked about. Now, they are trying to bring their own currency also. Now, this statement using cryptocurrency is not trivial. What they actually mean is that they are saying, okay, cryptocurrencies are here, but they're not very important because not every person actually have access to these cryptocurrencies. What about if we build platforms where people will be literally able to use cryptocurrencies at a very easy level? And not only that, would they be able to use these things? These things would now be very secure and more private, right? Now, let me go to that point 3.0, which is the monetization of secured and trusted sharing of resources. Now, supposing a person traveled from the US to China, sorry, and his phone battery is down to 20%. Now, someone will now be able to share energy, power, and also data with him, internet data, and the person will be able to receive some tokens or get paid for it. And not only that, his data, the person who is sharing these things, that is either sharing GPU time or CPU time or internet data or energy, their data and their privacy will not be compromised using this system. So we're having your blockchain. Not only having blockchain, we're having the blockchain operating system. So it's a very good one. Like I said, you don't build a strong building on a weak foundation. People are gonna say, well, this building is a very good building, it's a very good one. Okay, but what is under? The foundation is very important. Everything is important. The foundation is important. The building is important. So if you want to build a very good building, have a very good foundation and have a very good building. So we've explained the monetization of secure and trusted peer-to-peer sharing of resources. Now, let's go to 3.4. The need for a fair decentralized app store. Now, there's a need for a fair decentralized app store. Number one, let's talk about the issue of fair. Now, the question is, you're having a platform. I remember in school learning code C++, and also learning other codes. Now the question is, the person who is taking this time to write this code and develop this code is doing a very good work. But we have some guys who are the central authorities who take a very large share of the income that come from people purchasing these apps, and it is not fair. So it's like it's like they say in Africa, the bamboo or the elephant is walking, and the monkey is the one eating. So it's not very fair. It's not very fair. So, and the issue of centralization again, these apps we've had like 2014, the iOS App Store, there was no wallet that was available. Why? Because they were against it. It was later they now allowed this wallet to be on the system. So when you now see something like that where people have quote unquote authority over everything, and it's not very good. So Sirin Labs, they are developing a system where the users will be able to access any type of app on the App Store, and also that those who are producing these apps will have 100% of the income coming from the apps. So when you want to buy a software, you're buying the software for $5. It's no more parties like Google or iOS taking certain amount of the share. No, the developer gets everything. And also that on the system there will be fair reviews, there will be fair, everything will be fair on the system. So that is very good. Now let's talk about their product. What was the product? Now they're trying to develop a state-of-the-art secure and blockchain smart device. Now I told you that currently that device are about, I think, $13,000, because they've produced a let's see it. Let's see from the white paper. Now they're trying to produce a very smartphone. Now currently this is their phone, right? The Solari ultra secured Android based smartphones. Now these are the high level specifications. They have the Sirin Labs cyber protection suite. They have the behavioral based intrusion prevention system, and then they have the physical security switch for secure calling. You can actually buy time and call securely on the system, and the secured communication via IOP and the text and email in the rest of them, and two-factor authentications, your fingerprints, your iris, lock patterns in the rest of them. So this is the hardware specifications for the phone that they've produced. 24 megapixel main camera. Now this is the phone they are targeting to produce after the ICO, that you can actually buy after the ICO. So if we go on the system, if we go on Solari and we say we want to buy their phone, now their phone costs over $13,000, where they are producing the most secure phone. But is this phone, can nearly every person buy it? Can, okay, let's say the middle class, how many persons, okay, the guy who's working for the guy who's working $10 or $20 per hour, how much is going to save to get that phone? So this is the amount, 30,800, right? You've seen it. Now let's go back to the white paper and see. So they are trying to produce a phone where they will be having the target price to be around $999. And this phone, this is the features. The Shield OS is their operating system they are bringing. So with the Shield OS, you'll be able to have all these things, a secure P2P sharing, of which I've talked about. Then the built-in code storage wallet, and all these services. So these are the specs. Then they are going to produce a Finim PC. They want to produce a Finim PC also that is very accessible, $799, and all these things will be there in the PC. So the PC is going to have all these things like biometric and biometric authentication and the rest of them. Then we'll talk about the Shield OS. Now let's go back to the okay. Now let me explain. Let me explain a built-in code storage wallet. I've told you before about what Buterin said about. So there's a need for a very secured code storage wallet. There's a need for it. Now there's a need for cybersecurity, because if we look at how much is being spent on cybersecurity currently, there is being spent over $100 and something billion on 2017. Now they're expecting it to grow to almost 230 something billion within the next 2 years. So cybersecurity is a very, very, very good one, because when you see people, actually people are now beginning to use these cryptocurrencies, and Bitcoin price we've seen it is surged beyond 8,000. Now when the people are beginning to use this thing, people are beginning to use cryptocurrencies, and these devices which are called the wallet, and these guys are the one managing it, and these devices are not secure, it's going to be a very big problem, because the target is going to, people are going to say, let's go and search for funds where these things are done, and let's steal Bitcoin. It's not going to be a very good one. So there is a need to have a very secured cold storage wallet. Now we have the feeless distributed consensus mechanism, and I've explained the decentralized app store already. So there are many things like the architecture, the system services, and the rest of them. And one of the interesting things about this thing is that they are going to bring in a decentralized software development kit. So if you want to develop apps for the PC and their smartphones, you can have the tools readily available, just like you have the Android software development kits and the Apple and the rest of them. So these things will be readily available to every person. So let's go to the adaptation of these softwares. Now it's not going to take much, and those who are the ordinary equipment manufacturers, OEM, they are not going to spend much or whatsoever. What they need to do, there are just some specifications like the security requirement, the blockchain requirement, then the hardware requirements. So it's just for these devices to use the existing things that are available, like camera, like vibrators, like LED lights, and the rest of them. So just make some changes at the hardware level, at the firmware level, and at the software level, that devices can actually implement these things into their system. So it's not going to be a very complex one. And not only that, they are targeting targeting a very strong marketing approach. You know, one of the things, it's not okay to have a very good product. The question is, who knows about that product? So what are these guys doing to actually market these things and get to the people? So this is what they seek to do. That brand and branding, PRO, social media, and the rest of them. Then you want to use affiliates, media buy, and e-commerce, and the rest of them. So they have a very strong marketing plan to actually get these products to the people. I think it's a very, very good product that you should actually get in, because when you have a company that is selling a product for close to $14,000, and now they want to raise an ICO and then produce these things and make these things readily available to every person. The average smartphones are the Samsung S8 and the S7 and the iOS, the iPhone 7 and iPhone 10 and the rest of them. They are within 1,000 something range. So these guys are want to produce smartphones that are around $1,000 and pre-seed that is around $799. So it's a very good project. You should support. You should look in and support. Now let's go to their Telegram group. Now I asked the question: how much does the Sirin token cost? Now the question I asked, and they displayed an answer for me. Okay, yeah, this was the answer they displayed. Okay, let's see. So at the first 24 hours, as you can see on my screen, the first 24 hours is one Sirin token, one Ether is going to be equal to 1,000 Sirin tokens. So the one Ether will be decreasing, the value will be decreasing over time. So I will urge you, it starts on the 12th of December. I will urge you to study. If you need to study the white paper, it's not much. If you need to watch this video over again, it's not much. Study this thing and be part of this of this company. Make a wise decision. If you want to invest, to get in early. One of the very good features why you need to invest is Sirin's. They are planning on including the IOTA Tango, and you know about the IOTA. And not only the IOTA, they are working with the Bangkok protocol. So it's not just an independent system that are just on their own. No, they're working with all these guys, and they will be working with other persons. So they will be working with developers all over the world, building their own operating system, bringing their own security, privacy, and the rest of them. So it's a project you should actually make a very wise decision and make it very fast and get into this thing. So it's starting on the 12th, and this is the price scheme, as you can see on my screen. So if you need to follow them, I'll drop the Telegram link so you join them, and I'll also put the description to their Twitter account so you follow them. So they are on different platforms you can actually use to follow them. So please, you should look into these things, and let's see their team, and let's see who is behind this stuff. So they have a very robust team. They have a very robust teams, like you can see from the screen. So this is their team. So guys, that is all for this video. If there's any IC you want me to cover, please feel free to get back to me, and I'll gladly do that. So thank you for being with me so far, and do have a very good one. Bye.